Hello everyone, good afternoon. I'm Ryan Nicholas. Welcome to Community Corner. I'm Ryan Nicholas Gray, and my two friends are...
Hello, my name is Karnig Castle. And I'm DeWitt Taylor.
Today we please welcome Rick Bailey, who's our guest today, Southeast Regional Coordinator and trainer at Michigan. What does that entail? Well, stay tuned to find out what all the exciting things Rick does for people with special needs. Rick, thanks for coming.
Hey, thank you for having me. Gentlemen,
Welcome.
thank you. Thank you very much.
So let us begin. Please tell us a little about yourself, your family, and where you grew up.
Yeah, a little bit about myself. I'm from Waterford, Michigan, right down the street from here.
Okay.
Grew up in a household full of females. I have 3 sisters. I have 8 nieces and nephews now. So I grew up an avid sports fan. Played basketball and soccer growing up. So it's a little bit about me.
That's cool.
I understand you went to Central Michigan University. Is that how you became involved in Special Olympics?
That's correct. I am a Chippewa. Fire up. Fire up, absolutely.
Cool.
Graduated with my undergrad there a few years ago, and I'm working on my master's right now. I did get involved through Special Olympics during my time at CMU. Our headquarters are on Mount Pleasant's campus there, or on CMU's campus in Mount Pleasant. So I was involved through volunteer opportunities. I volunteered at our state summer games, our state winter games, and then I kind of got hooked through that. And then I eventually became an intern at our state office up there. I did that for about 2 years. I just kind of didn't go away. I was one of those guys. So stuck around, and it's kind of led me to where I am today. So thankful for that, and thankful for the Chippewas.
Cool. Why did you choose to work for Special Olympics, and why?
Why did I choose? Well, I kind of tried my hand at a lot of things. I knew I wanted to work in sports growing up, so that part was clear. I worked for the CMU men's basketball team for a season. I worked for a youth baseball program. I coached youth sports, and I just kind of didn't find my niche. I didn't find really what kept drawing me back. And then when I started volunteering with Special Olympics and I interned, eventually worked part-time, I started to fall in love with what I was doing, the population I was working with. So it kind of ultimately led to where I'm at today, and I'm thankful for that.
Thank you, gentlemen. So what do you do what do you do for Special Olympics?
Yeah, so I set up our regional competitions down here in Southeast Michigan.
Okay.
We have 24 different sports that we offer, so there's constantly different tournaments going on throughout the year. So I set those tournaments up. I train all of our coaches down here in Southeast Michigan. So I make sure that they're knowledgeable in the sport that they're coaching. I make sure they have a Special Olympic background, make sure they have the necessary paperwork and requirements fulfilled. I work with volunteers for our events, make sure all of our volunteers are set up. And then I work on some of our state games and a few different other aspects in our organization, like our Young Athletes program, our Healthy Athletes Initiative, so a few other things from that.
Thank you. Thank you.
How does an individual become a Special Olympics coach?
Yeah, good question. How does an individual become a coach? So to become a coach, you have to fulfill 5 different requirements. You have to have a volunteer A form on file. You have to complete the protective behaviors quiz, the general orientation quiz, the concussion training. And once all those are completed and submitted, then you have to get trained in the sport that you'd like to coach in. So we have training set up throughout the year. So coaches attend those trainings to get certified in that sport, and then they get set up with an area, and then they can go out there and they can coach any sport they desire within our 24 sports, of course. But can't just go out there and coach anything you want, right?
Exactly.
So all those requirements and all those details can be found on our website on our Coach's Corner page.
I have 2 questions in one.
Okay.
What are some of the most important things you teach coaches, and why?
what are some of the most important things we teach coaches and why? One, it's working with our athletes and our population. It's different than coaching any other sport. That's very important. Two is making sure they're knowledgeable in the sport that they're actually coaching. We want quality coaches. We want coaches that are going to go out there and give it their best, give it everything they got every day. So teaching those aspects is very important. For the quality of our program, quality of our competition, and ultimately to lead to the greatest athletes we can in the state of Michigan.
My second question is, what is the most rewarding part of your job?
Oh, most rewarding part is working with our athletes every day. Absolutely. Working with our population, I mean, it's unmatched. It's something that drew me in, and the reason why I do what I do is to work with our athletes and our population.
You are so modest. You're so modest, Rick. You're so
You
modest.
are.
No, you are.
You are.
No, I'm not. Thank you. So, Rick, what type of challenges do you see Special Olympics coaches face? Because many people out there may not know what challenges they face, because challenges sometimes can be quite difficult.
Absolutely. Good question. There's a lot of challenges.
A lot?
Yeah, there's a lot of challenges.
Okay.
One, a majority of our population in our program comes from low poverty and low income status. So transportation to those practices, the financial needs to, not that there's any financial needs to participate, because there isn't, but the financial needs of some of the aspects that go into our sporting organization, that can be difficult at times. Like I stated, transportation is always an issue. Providing quality coaching and training, that's very important. That it's a struggle, but it's also something that we're working towards improving. So,
Thank you.
good question.
What is the most difficult part of your job?
Most difficult part of my job, probably the minimal data entry I have to do. I am not a fan of data entry, and I'm not a fan of kind of sitting in front of the computer. I like to be out in person. I like to kind of meet people, do things like this with you guys. So the times where I'm stuck behind a computer doing that data entry, doing all the behind the scenes work, I think that might be kind of the toughest part. But got to take the good with the bad and bad with the good.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
That's right.
We understand you are active, involved with Special Olympics at my campus, Orion University Grizzlies. Could you please tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, our involvement with Oakland University. We have what we call SO College. So we have groups on colleges and universities across the state that are working with students on campus to promote, fundraise, educate the campus, kind of give back in any way they can. So we have a group on Oakland University's campus doing that. We also participate in Unified Intramurals, where we have some athletes from around the area. They come in and they participate and play on teams, intramural teams, within their already existing programming within Oakland University. So that's something that's really taken off in the last few years. And then we actually, just last weekend, we hosted a regional bocce tournament on their campus. So our involvement has really grown with OU in the last few years.
So what do you do when you're not conducting coaches trainings?
So when I'm not conducting coaches trainings, which is the majority of the time, but when I'm not conducting coaches trainings, I'm working on setting up regional competitions. I'm working on setting up young athletes programs and new young athletes programs. I'm working on checking coaches and volunteers to make sure that they fulfill all the requirements. Working on a few different aspects. Most of it is event and tournament based, but then there are some behind the scenes things that I work on as well. We also do a few things that's really neat. We started working with the Detroit Lions, the Detroit Pistons, the Detroit Red Wings, and working on the Tigers, getting in there. But working with our pro teams to set up some camps, some clinics, to set up ways that they can give back from a professional standpoint. to some of our athletes down here in Southeast Michigan and really across the state.
Do you think unified sports are helping to break down barriers and stigmas?
I absolutely do. Our unified program has really taken off in the last few years. We work with unified champion schools now, which are when some of our athletes, some of our unified partners, they work together throughout the school day. They hold rallies together, and that has really taken off, and that has really helped to kind of break down those barriers that you spoke about. But that's really taken off lately, and it's exciting to see what our unified schools are doing across the state.
How does one become involved in Special Olympics at OU?
How does one become involved in Special Olympics at OU? So you'd have to be a student there. But if you're a student, you can get involved through the SO College program, which is a registered student organization on campus. That's one way. Or you can compete in unified intramurals, which, just as a reminder, is where we come in and compete on unified teams or unified intramural teams together with students from OU. Aside from that, you can volunteer locally. We're always accepting volunteers locally. You can coach a team. Yeah, you can coach a team, or you can just participate as a unified partner on one of our unified teams.
Yeah.
So there's lots of ways to get involved.
Excellent.
Got you involved in any sports?
Am I personally?
Yeah.
Not through Special Olympics. I play in a recreational sand volleyball league on Tuesday nights,
Okay.
tearing it up out there on the sand. And I come from a basketball background and a soccer background. So,
Soccer.
yeah, so I was a goalkeeper in high school and throughout my youth days for about 15 years.
Yeah.
And I played basketball as well growing up, and I played a year of college basketball right down the street at Rochester College.
Hey.
Yeah, before coming up to CMU, and then I worked with their men's team, like I said, and kind of hung up my shoes ever since then.
Like your shoes.
Yeah, that's right.
So Rick, are there any expansions to other sports at OU? Because maybe we ever heard of a sport like golf, maybe, or basketball. What other are they going to expand sports at OU?
At OU?
Yeah.
At OU, we offer basketball, we offer soccer, and I think volleyball as well, maybe volleyball. Those are the sports we offer right now as unified intramurals.
Okay.
Some other schools do things like they might do like handball, they might do 3-on-3 wheelchair basketball, they might do volleyball, volleyball, they might do softball. I mean, there's dozens of other sports out there and opportunities for us to add to our unified intramural program. Okay. So I think with time it'll certainly come.
All right.
But for now, that's what we're sticking to.
Okay, Aaron.
Are there any sports you'd like to see Special Olympics offer that they currently don't?
Are there any other sports I'd like to see Special Olympics offer that they don't currently? One big one that we just added this last year was kayaking.
Kayaking?
Yes, it's very exciting. I love kayaking. So we just added that last year. What was
kayaking?
that?
Cut me out.
Cut me out.
I'm bad.
Took the kayak over.
I've never tried it.
Oh, it's a blast. It's a blast. So
Oh.
we just added that last year. So that was one that I was really excited to see added. Aside from that, there's been talks. We'd like to add tennis. We don't have tennis currently.
Okay.
Other areas or other states across the country and other regions, they offer sailing. And that's one that would be really interesting with all of our Great Lakes and all of our water that we have.
Sailing?
Sailing. That would be really interesting. But those are the only two that come to mind ever since we added kayaking.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of esports?
Esports?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm a gamer myself.
You have?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's probably a good idea to add that in too.
Hey, that'd be neat. Wouldn't that be neat? Hey,
Yeah.
I'll pitch it.
That'd be good.
Will you be in?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll come.
All right.
There you go.
So, in all of this, what do you feel is the most important message to the Special Olympics shows the world?
The most important, I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
What do you feel is the most important message to the Special Olympics?
The most important message to Special Olympics. I would say just inclusion and acceptance. Our population is truly just the same as any one of us. So I'd say just inclusion and acceptance. That would be the message that I could get across. It's anytime I've ever met anybody that's kind of volunteered or worked with our program, they've always gotten hooked. So it's just that initial step to get involved in our program that I think is missed by a lot of people. So once they get hooked, once they get volunteering, once they get out there coaching, I mean, nobody says no to that again. It's that initial taking that big step to get involved in our program that I feel a lot of people are missing.
So the 2017 games are coming up next weekend.
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah, where's all the money come from?
Where's all the money come from?
Yeah.
Well, mainly me. I pay for everything.
Really? You can pay for
No, I
everything?
don't pay for it.
Come on.
No, to be honest, our generous donors and our sponsorships across the state,
Okay.
our grants, we have quite a few grants, and we're always looking for new grants and new opportunities. That's where a majority comes in. It's individual donors, it's our sponsorships, it's things like that bring in the money, and we're very grateful for every dollar that we receive.
All right. Fundraising because I think a couple years ago, Pine Creek had a golf fundraiser with Mike Byerland, who I know very well, and he had a golf fundraiser there once. You guys are fundraising Pine Trace or any other places you guys fundraise?
That's right. Pine Trace is actually an annual event.
Yep.
They raise thousands of dollars for us.
Yeah.
We also utilize our polar plunges.
Polar plunges?
Yeah, where you go and jump in the freezing cold water.
Not me.
Have you guys ever done that?
No.
Oh,
I'm known for it.
you're known for it, eh?
It
Okay.
Lake, in the Cold Lake, Michigan.
Yeah, I've done it a few times, and it's cold. It's cold.
Love it.
Yeah.
You love it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
When
our
you're
polar
out, you become a
plunges.
hot weight.
Why don't you dump a bucket of ice on your head?
Okay, I'll try it someday.
Okay?
Oh, great.
Someday. We'll
Someday.
do it today to you.
All right.
So our polar plunges, our law enforcement torch run, that's a big fundraiser of ours. Those are two of our largest ones. We're also participating in the Detroit Free Press Marathon this year. So if you guys are interested in running the Detroit Free Press half marathon or full marathon, you can choose Special Olympics as the charity partner. And that's one way we are raising funds for our organization.
All right.
Okay. Do you have any more questions for us?
For you guys, what sports do you participate in? Let's hear about your involvement.
Well, I play golf.
You play golf?
I really do.
What else? There's another sport.
Bowling.
Yeah, you bowl as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
Coach Branham and Coach Burke.
Okay. What about you, gentlemen?
You guys involved in Special Olympics?
No,
Esports? You're waiting for it?
yeah, I'm waiting for esports. Well, that'd be nice.
Absolutely.
How are you, David?
Hey, sports. I remember I did a home run. I met my friend to the limit.
Wow.
Baseball.
Okay, yeah. Absolutely. That's at our fall game.
But I need somebody to help me to run the bases.
Oh,
Get my short
that's what
legs.
you got these two guys here for,
That's
right?
right.
Yeah.
This guy went too slow.
I do not.
Aaron does the best.
I do not run slow.
Aaron will run the bases for you.
Yeah.
I don't run slow at all.
You do slow, Pope.
I do not.
To answer your question, which is which was what sport I like. I like to bowl.
Do you like to bowl?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a bowler. I need the walls up. I need maybe 9 pins.
Gutters.
Yeah.
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 Somehow I still can't break
I know,
100. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might as well just roll it down the gutter.
I mean, that esports thing is a good idea, too.
Absolutely.
I mean, I would love
Hey,
to
I'll
do
be your
that.
first opponent. All right.
Okay.
We'll do unified esports.
Okay. That'll be good.
So the state summer games is coming up next weekend.
Yes, it
And
is.
do you attend the state summer games? And if so, what do you do there?
Great question. I do. I attend all of our state games. This year, unfortunately, I will not be there.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
this
was
year,
looking
this will
forward
be
to
my
seeing you up
first
there.
one, but I do attend all except this one, I'll say. For most of the state games, I do tournament logistics, I do event setup, I work with the separate events individually to make sure, one, they have the proper equipment, their games are started on time. I do the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Really?
So
Behind the
if
scenes,
I'm doing my job right, nobody sees me all
Nobody sees you?
That means I'm doing
Oh,
everything
boy.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's when you mess up is when they see you.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly right. When I mess up, that's when I got to be seen.
To be
So,
seen.
yep.
Thank you, Rick, for being our guest today. We, as a special needs community, are lucky to have passionate people like you on your side. I hope our viewers feel inspired to get involved in Special Olympics by being a coach or maybe a player or unified partner. Thank you, Brady, for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thank you, gentlemen, for having me. I'm so excited to kind of be a part
And,
of this.
before where can our audience find information about Special Olympics? Where can they
Great
find-
question. Great
where can
question.
they find more information?
www.somi.org. That's where you can find all of our information. If you're looking to get involved as a coach, it's on our Coach's Corner page. If you're looking to get involved as a volunteer or see our upcoming events or check out events happening down here in Southeast, there are specific tabs for each of those. So I encourage everyone to check it out.
Thanks for watching the show. My name is Karnig Castle.
I'm DeWitt Taylor, and you're watching ONTV, Siemens, Public Access, and YouTube channel. Bye. Stay tuned.